Today, I'd like to tell you a little bit about 8 red flags homebuyers will undoubtedly notice and how to address them correctly by Wendy Helfenbaum, December of 2020. So have you ever gone house hunting at properties that had plastic tape over the windows or draft catchers below the exterior doors? Did these give you pause? Did this mean that the house wasn't energy efficient or warm enough in the colder months? Were there newly retouched areas of the ceiling that made you wonder that the sellers were covering up, or water damage from a leaky roof that had been patched but not replaced? It's not wrong to be spooked. When buyers walk into a home, they want to know it's been well maintained, says Lynn Pineda, a realtor with eXp Realty in Southeast Florida. Corroded air-conditioned vents, loose hinges on cabinets, and leaky faucets all lead buyers to think, if the seller can't keep these things up, what big things are lurking behind the walls that haven't been taken care of? As the seller, you should already know that legally you can't hide any major problems with the house. So if your home needs some attention, don't slap on a quick fix. You're not fooling anybody, and you may just send potential buyers straight back out the door, says Chicago-based Frank Lesh, an ambassador for the American Society of Home Inspectors. Sellers have to be careful not to put lipstick on a pig. Just do the right thing, fix the problem, which will make the deal go through a lot smoother for everybody involved. So here's how to tackle 8 common repairs properly and swing the odds back in your favor. A stained ceiling that could possibly be from a leak. When inspectors see cans of new stain-killing primers in the garage, they know that something has happened. If you want, paint over a stain without making sure you don't have an active leak, that stain could reappear in a month. So bring in a professional who can rule out a leaky roof or some other problem before painting the ceiling, and then put on a fresh coat of paint on the room's ceiling. If the bathroom water is shut off, it could be because the toilet runs constantly. The most common failure is that the flapper in the toilet tank. There may be debris caught under it, preventing it from closing, or flappers wear out and need to be replaced from time to time. This is an inexpensive repair that any handy person can do. Another issue is that wooden window frames that have been newly painted. A lot of times people paint over rotten wood and think nobody's going to see that. But we can tell that it's rotten. We simply have to put our fingernail in the trim so that it goes into the wood. So instead, do this. Pull off the rotten trim, replace it, and then paint the trim. And what if the lights are off in just one room? This could be that there are flickering lights in that room. Electrical issues could be dangerous. So if you've tried the light bulb in another fixture and it works, then there may not be power going to that light. Please go pick up an inexpensive voltage tester, which lights up when the electricity is present at the switch and fixture. A handy homeowner may be able to trace the problem, but to be safe, call an electrician to make sure that the wiring is correct. Old wiring can be a concern to some buyers, so sellers are better off just fixing it ahead of time. Check to see if there are small space heaters or air conditioners set up. This could mean that there are issues with rooms that are too cold or too warm. If a home has central air conditioning, but in one room you see an AC unit sitting there, buyers are going to wonder if or why it's not working, says Pineda. Instead, go check out if it is a forced air furnace. Then make sure that the furnace filter, blower fan, and ductwork and grills are clean, advises Lesh. Sometimes debris clogs the system, and the further the cold room is away from the furnace, the harder it is to get to the heat. If you have radiators or baseboard units, make sure that they're clean and not obstructed. If the colder rooms are over an unconditioned space, like a garage, then there may be poor insulation in that room, which will make the room harder to heat, adds Lesh. A home inspector who uses an infrared camera should be able to find the problem. What if there's a bad smell in a damp room and the dehumidifier and air freshener are in place? It would raise a person's radar when they see or smell that. And it's a real tip-off because there's either mold, mildew, or something else going in that room. Typically, you want to correct the root cause for a room being damp and not put a Band-Aid on it. If there's moisture getting in the house, that moisture is generally coming in from outside. Figure out how to prevent water from getting in, not how to handle it after it gets in. And what if you see plastic wrap taped across every window? This could mean old drafty windows. Sealing the areas around the windows would be a good alternative to plastic wrap, says Lesh, who suggests buying caulk in rope form, which can be molded to fit around the large openings and cracks. That will form an airtight seal and will help keep the drafts out. And finally, number 8, what if you see puddles of water near the foundation and strategically placed planters or shrubs? Water should always drain away from the house's foundation. So if it's collecting against the house, there are 3 points that could be considered. 1, ask a professional why this is happening. 2, ask, is the land sloping toward the house, which means water might eventually run into the lower level? Or number 3, are gutters clogged so water is pouring over the top and landing alongside the foundation? Taking the time now to fix things properly instead of rushing through a shoddy half repair will pay off in the long run, advises Panita. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope that you found this video to be very helpful and you have a very great day.